Have you ever looked at someone and thought, how the hell is that guy a millionaire? They dropped out of school, they are not particularly smart, and half of the time they sound like they have no idea what they are doing. And yet, they are rich. Meanwhile, people who got straight A's, followed the rules, and worked their way through the system, they are still stuck, struggling to pay rent, waiting for a raise, living paycheck to paycheck. I know this sounds harsh, but today I want to break down the uncomfortable truth why so many so called dumb people make millions and why the smartest people often stay broke. I used to think intelligence would make me rich. I studied finance, I analyzed everything, and I waited for the perfect moment to take action. But while I was busy planning and thinking, other people were getting rich. Let's talk about why that happens and how you can use this to your advantage. Let's start with the biggest lie we've been taught. If you are smart, you'll be successful. That's what school teaches you. Memorize facts, pass exams, get good grades, and everything will work out. But here's the problem. School trains you to be a good student, not a wealthy person. Being smart in an academic setting doesn't mean you will be rich in the real world. I've met engineers, lawyers, doctors, incredibly intelligent people who still struggle financially. Meanwhile, I've seen high school dropouts making more money in a month than a college graduate earns in a year. Why? Because the game of money follows completely different rules than school. Success in school is doing what you are told. Success in life, solving problems people will pay for. That's a huge difference. And the sad part is, smart people are often conditioned to follow the system perfectly without ever questioning if the system is broken. So why do dumb people, and I'm putting that in quotes, make millions? It's not that they are actually stupid, it's that they ignore the rules smart people obsess over. Here's what they do differently. They take action fast. While smart people analyze every possible outcome, dumb people just do it. They don't spend 6 months researching the best business model. They pick something, test it, fail, and try again. This is how I lost $8,000 trying Amazon FBA a few years ago. I spent months trying to perfect everything: product, branding, supplier, and by the time I launched, the opportunity was already gone. Meanwhile, other people were launching mediocre products fast and making money. Speed is more than perfection. Always. Number two, they don't fear failure because they don't expect perfection. Smart people are terrified of failing because they are used to being right. But failure is a requirement for getting rich. The dumb ones, they expect failure. They know they will mess up and they do it anyway. That mindset is unbelievably powerful. Number three, they focus on income, not intelligence. They are not trying to be the smartest person in the room. They are trying to sell something. They are trying to provide value. They are trying to get cash in the bank. It sounds simple because it is. But smart people often ignore simple paths because they don't seem impressive enough. Now, let's flip the mirror. What exactly are smart people doing wrong? Because I'm not saying intelligence is bad. I'm saying it's often misused. Number one is overthinking everything. I've done this so many times. You want to start a YouTube channel. You spend 3 weeks researching cameras. You want to invest. You spend 6 months comparing ETFs. You want to start a business. You wait until the economy is just right. Meanwhile, someone with half your knowledge takes action and wins. Smart people analyze so much that they forget to act. Number two is chasing prestige instead of profit. Let's be honest. Smart people often want to be admired. They'll take a job at the top firm for the title, even if it pays less than freelancing or starting something on their own. They choose safe paths that sound impressive, but lead to golden handcuffs. There's nothing wrong with being a doctor, lawyer, or engineer, but if your goal is freedom and wealth, you have to ask, am I building wealth or just status? Number 3 is thinking they are too smart to fail. This is the silent killer. Smart people often assume that success should come easily because everything else has. But money doesn't reward intelligence. It rewards execution, courage, and consistency. And if you are not willing to fail publicly, to look stupid, or to try things that might not work, you will always play it safe. And that means someone dumber than you is going to win. Let me give you some real world proof. Elon Musk dropped out of Stanford after 2 days. He's obviously not dumb, but he bet on himself early, repeatedly, and didn't wait for permission. Richard Branson, dyslexic, dropped out of school at 16, built Virgin into a global empire, and some European entrepreneur examples. Daniel Ek, the founder of Spotify, didn't finish college. Countless online millionaires across Europe and the US built businesses with no formal education, just the willingness to try, fail, and try again. And don't even get me started on people making 7 figures through YouTube, TikTok, e-commerce, or SAS. Most of them didn't have the best credentials, they just executed. The point isn't that education is bad. The point is that education without action is useless. So here's the good news. You don't have to be dumb to get rich. You just have to stop relying on your intelligence as the only tool. Here's how to use your brain the right way. Number 1. Use intelligence to learn fast, but act faster. Don't let your brain become a trap. Use it to gather enough information to take your next step, not to predict every outcome. Number 2 is treat failure like a test, not a strategy. Every failed launch, every bad investment, every mistake, it's feedback. Smart people often treat failure as proof they weren't good enough. In reality, it's proof you are moving. Number 3 is optimize for action, not ego. Stop trying to look smart. Start trying to build things, help people, and make money. You don't need the most complex solution. You need the one that gets results. So next time you see someone getting rich who shouldn't be, don't be angry, be curious. Ask yourself, am I overthinking things? Am I chasing status instead of freedom? Am I using my intelligence to move or to hide? Because the real difference isn't about IQ. It's about who's willing to try, fail, and try again. Smart people often stay broke because they think too much and do too little. So if you are ready to flip the script, hit the like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what's one thing you are being overthinking that you need to just start? I will replying to every comment, and if you want more videos on money, mindset, and investing, I've got a ton of content coming. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't just be smart, be bold.